rule with its timeline and its scale, it's hard to say that it intends to do anything more than just ban internal combustion engines. I mean, I have to be quite honest with you. This is one of the most egregious rules that I've ever seen the federal government come out with. And it's totally inappropriate. And I'm not saying that because I'm not a fan of EVs. I am a fan of EVs, but this is ridiculous. In fact, I'm so much a fan that the largest economic development project in the history of the state of Georgia is going to be in my district. It's under construction right now, an EV manufacturer, bringing in a $5.5 billion investment to bring 8,100 jobs and probably that many more in ancillary businesses. We're excited about it. Georgia's embraced this. We've embraced the battery plants, EV manufacturers, all of that. But we are not going to enact a tailpipe rule, not in the state of Georgia. And that would be ridiculous, just like California and other policies that have more or less mandated EVs. There's no better example of the federal government picking winners and losers than what we're witnessing right here. No better example. And that is the last thing the federal government should be doing. I don't agree with it at all. Again, I feel like it's totally inappropriate. Why is this rule necessary? Explain to me why it's necessary, especially in the scale and the timeline that you've set out.
Well, thank you for that question, and thank you for articulating the concerns you raised. If I can just start with one point that we observed as part of our analysis is that we project that even that under this proposal, if it were finalized, we project north of 40 million internal combustion engine vehicles continuing to be sold in the new car fleet over the course of the 6 model years covered by this rule. So we obviously don't see this as either, certainly not explicitly and not even effectively, a ban on internal combustion engines. What this rule does is in many ways complement what the private sector and Congress have already begun to make substantial investments in, which is diversifying the on-road fleet so that it's not just internal combustion engines that relies on, in part, imported oil, but also domestic electricity. And in fact, as you know, Congress, less than a year ago, made substantial investments in the components and the raw materials to manufacture electric vehicles here in the United States.
Good morning, friends. I have breaking news to share with you this Thursday. More and more Americans are now facing financial difficulties due to these new benefit cuts. Many advocacy groups are urging the Biden administration and Congress to quickly take action and pass new relief legislation. Some states are looking into approving extra boosted benefits for their residents. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for everything that you need to know. Also, I will be announcing several winners tomorrow for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, dearest friends, of winning the weekly giveaways. Food security advocates, policymakers, and many others have been warning of the dire consequences to those most in need if Congress chooses to halt the extra allotment of SNAP benefits. But still, the Republican-led House let the crisis-era supplemental payments wind down at the end of February. Those closest to the problem say the consequences are already evident in the days since the extra allotments had ended. The issues of hunger and food insecurity are being pushed to the forefront of the nation's myriad challenges. The abrupt benefit cuts are estimated to affect more than 30 million people in 35 states. The hunger cliff is a perfect storm of a striking reduction of benefits in the face of high inflation and climbing grocery costs. It will exacerbate food insecurity and hardship for millions of Americans. Many states will lose millions of dollars in benefits monthly, but emergency food providers cannot fill this gap. Over the last couple of decades, we have seen that food insecurity can have a profound impact on physical health for children, adults, and even older adults. Though some lawmakers are proposing new bills, one bill from the House Agriculture Committee member Dusty Johnson and more than 20 other House Republicans would dramatically expand SNAP's work requirements, putting more than 10 million people, including millions of children, in states nationwide, at great risk of losing at least some of their food benefits. Current federal law requires able-bodied SNAP recipients who do not have children and are aged 18 to 49 years old to work, go to school, or train for at least 20 hours a week. Recipients are only allowed to receive benefits for up to 3 months every 3 years, unless they fulfill the work requirements. Before the crisis, there were 1.36 million households with able-bodied adults and no dependents that were receiving SNAP benefits, despite reporting $0 in gross income. Representative Dusty Johnson has said that he wants a legislation attached to the must-pass Farm Bill, which both parties must come together to reauthorize. President Biden has also urged Congress to remove barriers to food access, writing in his proposed budget that limits on SNAP eligibility leads to inequities in food and economic security. The legislative package that Congress passed approves federal spending over the next decade, while also raising the debt ceiling. But one important measure in the Republican-backed bill would restrict access to Medicaid for millions of Americans. About 1 in 4 Americans have health coverage through this program, which primarily serves low-income and disabled individuals, which is funded jointly by the federal government and the states. Unlike some other government programs that assist low-income Americans, including SNAP and temporary assistance for needy families, Medicaid currently has no work requirements. The bill requires all states to implement this policy. An estimated 15 million Americans with Medicaid will need to comply with this requirement. However, states have the option to continue to pay for these individuals solely with state funds. So not everyone will be removed from the Medicaid program all at once. States plan to verify all recipients' eligibility over a period of 9 months to 1 year. Those who would be subject to the new rules would not be the only ones at risk. Experts say that many of the exempt populations may struggle to complete the complicated steps to claim coverage. Also, many experts predict that coverage losses could even be higher among these demographics, as states would consider them to be out of compliance with work requirements. This is not the first time that Republicans sought to make access to Medicaid contingent on meeting work requirements for at least some beneficiaries. The former president's administration worked with various Republican-led states for that purpose. These waivers allow states to make temporary changes to their Medicaid programs that depart from certain statutory requirements. However, those efforts were quickly blocked in court. So, dear friends, please let me know what your thoughts are about these proposed changes to Medicaid and SNAP benefits. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Thursday. Thank you, dear friends, for being here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaway tomorrow. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Thursday.